10th night of our Friends StarCraft League. We're so excited to have all of you here today. We have a lot of fun stuff coming up, and I would like to tell you my name is DB. I will be your host, at least for a little bit. First time doing this, so you're just going to have to bear with me. We have Seth as a caster tonight. We have Neutrophil here as an observer. And our first few games here, we are going to have Mr. Regret himself as a caster, and this is going to be exciting because he was our champion last year, and he's here to talk to us about our first game. Tonight we are featuring a LittleReaper versus Miguela, and this will be a pretty exciting matchup. I did record earlier a little thing about it, which KJ will play for us here in just a minute. So yeah, this, like I said, exciting matchup. I will let Mr. Regret have some words here, and if Mr. Maligan is on, he can also say some very interesting things too, because he works very closely with Miguela. So I'll take it away, gentlemen.
Yes, thank you, DB. So the matches today, we have LittleReaper versus Miguela. Now, I have the understanding that you, DB, have played both of these players before.
Yes.
So
oh no, actually, not Miguela. Sorry, I haven't played Miguela yet. That's going to be next time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, what do you think of when you were playing against LittleReaper? What were some specific things you noticed about his play style or the builds that he does?
So I think what's interesting about LittleReaper is this kid is only 7 years old, and you can't go into a game against LittleReaper thinking, oh, he's only 7 years old, I have an advantage, because you're totally wrong.
Oh no, trust me, I've made that mistake before. I lost to him, and I just realized I just can't underestimate my opponent. I have to actually make sure I prepare for my games. And well, since then I've just been doing a lot better, but I see LittleReaper in his division, and he's dominating almost every player. And it's really great to see, actually. So, but his matchup is against Miguela, and Miguela has had her fair share of wins and losses, but she is a relatively new player, however, is doing much better than I think a lot of people expected. So these are two young players, actually rather close in age, albeit very low age, but I think we will have an exciting match on our hands.
Yes.
One other thing that I noticed about these players, right, is that LittleReaper likes to go Void Rays and eventually into carriers, but Miguela also likes to go carriers, and also Mothership. So, do you think we'll be looking at a more macro-ish Sky Toss versus Sky Toss match?
It's, you know what, it's hard to say because he switched up game 2 on me, and I was totally blindsided. So I don't know. I think, he could do either one. But I think, yeah, let's look at, it looks like we got our map vetoes here. Regret, if you want to take this for me.
Yeah, can we get a zoom out on the map vetoes? I can't really see all of them. But for the ones that I can see is Miguela has vetoed Pillars of Gold and Golden Wall, Classic Golden Wall veto, and LittleReaper has vetoed Everdream and Submarine. I have the understanding that Everdream is one of the easier maps to play. It's a more common map, but LittleReaper has vetoed it. I'm not sure if there's any reasoning behind that, or if there's just another map to veto, but of course there's also Submarine. So, we'll talk a little bit more about the map vetoes later, but right now we have an intro of our players, brought to you by DB. Thank you.
Welcome everybody to the Friends StarCraft League. I'm your host, DB, and our first Code A matchup that we are looking at tonight is between Miguela, a Protoss player that is only 10 years old. She likes to go mass gateways, and she tied for 9th place last season, but she is already making a stand this year, and it's looking really good. We're very proud of Miguela. and we have a lot to look forward to as she grows and learning StarCraft. She will be facing none other than LittleReaper, Protoss player in the Silver League with an MMR of 2,287. He is only 7 years old. He likes to go Warp Prism Immortals, and he came in second place last year, and that is where he sits right now in second place. He's only played 2 games, so he's a little behind in the number of games he played, but he's got 3 more coming up. So this is really where he's going to show up for the show. So let's look at this. He's in second place. Miguela is now tied for third with myself. And so this is a crucial game for Miguela to have a chance here to stay in playoff contention, even though she has 2 more games. It's getting to be a tight race here. So LittleReaper with the win can really start to pull ahead. But it's going to be, I think they're both itching. So I'm just looking forward to seeing this because I can't wait to see. I've played LittleReaper and he's amazing. I have not played Miguela, but I've watched her play. She is also amazing. She throws in some secrets that we don't know about. So anyway, without further ado, I'm talking too much. Let's watch these guys play. It's so much fun. Good luck. Well, that was exciting. And thank you, DB, or I should say myself, for that intro. And let's see what is about to happen. This is going to be fun, so stay tuned. And here we go.
FSL Season 2 Code A.
All right, and here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, our green Protoss player.
Miguela.
And in the top right corner of Ice and Chrome, we have our blue Protoss player. He is
LittleReaper.
Looks
All
like we
right,
got an early
so-
scout here.
All right, so in production is a gateway for LittleReaper, so I don't think this will be a cannon rush, but there is also another forge coming up, so there really is no telling. One thing that I find funny about this matchup in particular is that both LittleReaper and Miguela like to make a defensive cannon in their front, which it appears that they're doing now, or will do soon. So, you know, it's kind of funny watching this as a caster because, you know, they're both creating defenses for an attack that will never come because the other person is also making defenses.
So he stole it, gas.
That gas steal, I mean, if Miguela is going for an air tech up for this game, that gas is gonna hurt, especially if she doesn't kill it, like, at least relatively soon. But of course, it can be ignored if she wants to go for a more mineral ground-based army. There is a pylon block at the natural, which will also deny extra resources for about as long as the assimilator. But all in all of this gas stealing harassment is going to cost LittleReaper a lot of minerals that he could be using.
All right. So yes, got the chrono going good. So
and a defensive stalker, I think, for both sides. The wall for LittleReaper does look a lot better than Miguela's so far non-existent wall. I don't think any Reapers are jumping up that cliff in a PvP. But you never know. A LittleReaper could pull a Reaper out of his hat. That's pretty big. So there's a defensive cannon. There's
Okay.
2 pylons as well on top of the ramp, powering the structures. It looks like Miguela is learning from that game she played
Right.
against Fluffy. Who
Yeah.
I remember.
Yes, Fluffy got me on that too. Twice actually. It was pretty bad.
Well, it is a good lesson to learn. Don't.
It
play
is.
only
Yeah,
one
this
pylon.
is especially.
There is a stalker to harass. Actually, it's
Oh, nice.
Well, it is stalker versus stalker. So unless Miguela, actually no, she has a cannon. She's fine.
She has 2
But the
stalkers.
stalker is kind of. Oh yeah, there is 2 stalkers as well. Miguela. So Miguela could push out to expand, but there is also a pylon blocking it to deny that expansion just a little bit longer. And a Stargate on the side of LittleReaper, whereas Miguela is going for ground weapons. So it seems like it is as we predicted for LittleReaper. He might be going for that. He's probably going for that like heavy air style with Void Rays. Whereas Miguela is going for ground upgrades. I think if he goes Void Rays and Miguela just mainly goes for Blink Stalker, the Void Rays will have an advantage if there's enough of them, especially with Prismatic Alignment.
Right. Now, I'm wondering why. Okay, it looks like he's about to test her. I'm wondering why he was waiting for. He's got 3. There you
For the
go.
third Stalker, but this attack does not seem like it'll be effective. The Stalker Micro, however, well done, will not be able to break this cannon and shield battery as well, even if also there's an equal amount of Stalkers. A Twilight and an extra Gateway are going up for Miguela, but
Here comes the Void
they
Ray.
are they are in rather equal tech, but LittleReaper actually has gone for the Stargate instead of the Twilight. Void Ray harassment looks like it'll be the play here for LittleReaper. I think if that Void Ray was just on the side, I think he can reach the Cybernetics core without the cannon being able to hit it.
Right.
A huge blow to Miguela. Stalkers trading volleys, but Miguela's Stalkers are in range of the shield batter, so they won't be doing any real damage. Void Ray has actually joined the fight now. One Stalker goes down.
Oh boy.
LittleReaper trying to micro towards the shield battery and snipes it. So this
Nice.
makes LittleReaper's attack that much stronger. There are 2 cannons though, so we'll be hard pushing up this ramp. Miguela needs to make more shield batteries, otherwise she's not going to survive this attack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Though
And if you
one attack has almost finished for Miguela, so we'll see how that goes.
I think it would help for a battery shield here too for him.
Oh yeah, but he doesn't have a probe here, I don't think.
Yeah.
That's a mistake in his push. Another Void Ray has come out, but has just finished using Prismatic Alignment on nothing. So it'll be a while before LittleReaper can efficiently move out again. LittleReaper is actually on 2 bases, I think. So not only is he in a better position to attack Miguela, he also has a
expanded.
better economy and is getting a fleet beacon. Whereas Miguela putting down another 2 gates, and Blink is almost done. So the Void Rays target down the shield battery, have to back off from the Stalker. The shield battery, I don't like that position with the shield battery. It's too easy for the Stalkers on the low ground to target that down. And 2 cannons here are going to do a lot of work, but I think if LittleReaper just actually uses the Void Rays and masses up enough of them, these cannons will be rather ineffective. All the Stalkers of LittleReaper will die to the cannon, but he is targeting down pylons in an attempt to
There it is.
fire the cannons, and there it is. So there are currently no defenses for Miguela. Half her gateways are unpowered, but she still has 3. More Void Rays being made for LittleReaper, as well as 3 Stalkers are being warped in, and there just isn't enough units for Miguela, I think, in this game already.
This is GG.
She does try to make cannons, but those won't be useful for a while, plus there is no pylon to power them.
Yeah, I think a couple small changes in her defense, she could have probably held it.
Well, as for Miguela, this is a rather hard matchup, PvP.
Right.
Because you see, there's only like a total total. There was like 3 stalkers for each side, but one Void Ray, one stalker could change the course of that entire battle.
Sure.
Miguela, in an attempt to rescue her probes, desperately running away from stalkers who don't seem to be shooting them at the moment. Another Void Ray joins in the fight because you need 3 Void Rays to effectively trade with probes.
And I get where she's coming from. Like, I know in reality it's GG, but you want to try to salvage any last hope you have, and I get that. I understand.
Oh, it could also be, you know, it's a timing. It's
Yeah.
8-minute worker rush, right?
Right.
Base is under attack.
Yeah, that's true. You could
tries to set
definitely.
up an outpost here, but I think this will be scouted by LittleReaper. Yeah, this seems a little bit hopeless. Did her blink finish? I can't. Was it on depowered? Oh wait, yeah, it's almost done. That's ouch.
Yeah.
Although if it was done, she could have blinked all of her stalkers if she had any. But yeah, I don't see this coming back from Miguela at all.
Unfortunately not. Yeah. You just can't come back from that. You're not mining, you're not doing, you know.
Exactly. By the way, one important
There it is.
aspect of this game, I think, was the way those Void Rays look. They really had a dominating presence on the battlefield, and that, as well as them being there, I think changed the tide of this game. Skins matter.
Absolutely. Definitely.
All right, well, it looks like LittleReaper will take a decisive game 1. Thoughts on this build, this quick rush from LittleReaper, DB?
Again, I'm not surprised. He shows this kind of strategies where and it's different every time. The 2 games I had him with him, or 3 actually, he showed me different strategies, unpredictable. This one was unpredictable for me. I had no idea. So I love it. I love that he's just so innovative.
I just have this image, right? He has such a small body, but he has this top hat that he can fit all of these plays into, and it's just so large. There's so many things you can remember how to do.
I mean, even at my age, I'm like, where does he get the brain capacity? That's amazing. It's just wonderful. And his fingers, like,
no,
his
he hides
control
his extra brain capacity in his arms.
He has an external hard drive somewhere he's not telling us about. I think that you're right.
Yeah. I mean, it's believable, but it's less believable when you look at his age. So this is really an amazing play. I think we're just about ready to start game 2. And the map is Death Aura. So I think Death Aura has a little bit more of a rush range to get to the other base because of these the fast fields in the middle. What do you call those?
I'm sorry. Which ones?
The speed zones. Yeah, that's what they're called. The players are actually arguing in lobby chat over whether or not, or which one gets to pick blue. I think LittleReaper skins does work best with blue, so I think that's why he's vouching for it. But
too funny.
It's preference.
These are family feuds. That's a good thing.
Oh yeah, I hear this all the time in real life. Actually, I talk about this all the time. All right. Well, it looks like it'll be a standard red versus blue now. So this match, a few things to note about the map other than the fast or the speed zones or whatever, is this rich Vespine gas base. So I mean, it's a low-level match. I mean, I don't think they will be actually utilizing it, but with LittleReaper, you never know. So you could go for Mass Archon with this, since Archons do cost a lot of gas. You could go for Disruptor. But we'll see.
Yeah.
FSL Season 2 Code A.
All right. And spotting in our top left-hand corner, we have our blue Protoss player.
Miguela.
And on the other side of the map, in the bottom right corner, with the Purifier skin probes, we have the red Protoss.
LittleReaper.
So it seems like yet again another early scout for LittleReaper. He does like to do these pylon scouts with simulator, and it does prove to be effective most of the time, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I think especially in this code, I mean, we're dealing with people that are still learning to set themselves up for cheese. So I speak for against myself as well. Like I'm still learning that. So this is yeah, he's definitely showing like he's ready for the next code A.
Definitely takes time, but there are people that are borderline for between codes, so it's hard to like stay in your code, but it's hard to advance to the next. And
Mm-hmm.
the knowledge, the skills and knowledge, and all of that, it just varies so widely in FSL.
True.
So LittleReaper decides to reveal to his opponents that he is doing cheese. Cheese with an A. So that might be different than regular cheese. It's LittleReaper's own brand of cheese.
I mean,
Miguel,
look,
yeah.
when I was 7, I couldn't type like that. Come on, this is awesome. I love watching this.
Oh, the banter is definitely some of the best things about FSL. Um, Miguel looking like she's doing her same standard build, except
Standard build.
yeah, standard build. Cannon at the top, gateway cyber.
She leaves it open.
But she does leave it open. Yeah, I think a wall for. Oh,
There's the
this
cheese.
this is wonderful. Yeah, so I think, yeah, leaving your wall open in PvP, it just seems like a recipe for disaster. Stalkers could walk up that ramp, Zealots
Yeah.
could walk up that ramp, or Void Rays could completely ignore the ramp and fly off.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, you really got to use those buildings for something, not just sit there.
Yeah, you do have limited building. It's always best to use them. Unfortunately, though, you can't wall it off completely unless you can.
Right.
Well, the pylons hover, right? So they should be able to hover a little bit more, like reverse supply depots.
Right.
That
Now
would
look at
be-
this cheese.
What a broken mechanic. Making shield batteries, even though Miguela, this could be in the next galaxy over, Miguela wouldn't even find it until she actually scouts. 3 cannons and 2 shield batteries. I mean, this seems
Immediate defense.
yeah. Rather aggressive defense at that. Look how far the shield batteries are at the front.
Yeah.
This is actually an extremely defensive defense. That's 3 cannons, that's 450 minerals. 450 minerals. You can make a Nexus and a probe with that much money, but
Yeah.
the other focus is on defense. I think against LittleReaper, that might be a good move, but it is rather costly.
See, he left just one little square to get through there, so that was smart on his part.
This is an example of an ideal wall.
Yeah.
So as for LittleReaper's proxy, I don't think those shield batteries there, not gonna do much unless Miguela actually goes and attacks this. Warping and Stalkers again. So I think he might try to pressure Miguela's ramp, but unlike last time, it'll do even less since there are so many cannons. Miguela taking an expansion rather late compared to the one that is just finishing up for LittleReaper, but the Stalkers do outnumber Miguela's here. And the micro is just so much better. Keeping that Stalker alive is so valuable. And the Stalkers will be able to secure this expansion after Miguela had secured it herself. But the Stalkers cannot fight outside the shield battery range or risk being killed by the many more Stalkers of LittleReaper. If there is enough... I think, however, Miguela can save this Nexus if she needs enough units and maybe pulls a couple of probes, I'm not sure, but the Reaper does seem to be piling under pressure.
She's got the units now, so here comes more. So we're looking at it. Will she cancel? That's the question.
Yeah, I mean, there could be an attempt to save this, but if she doesn't, she has to cancel. That is so
She has to. Yeah, she's gonna lose it. She has to cancel.
Unfortunately, I don't think that'll be the case.
Okay.
Well, you can build probes with it, but the Stalker count is ever more increasing. There isn't even a Void Ray this time, and I think the Stalkers can't realistically push up that ramp since there are shield batteries and cannons and stalkers.
Right.
But denying that natural, like he did in the last game, so huge.
Yeah, it is huge. Yeah, she's gonna have to think of a tricky way to expand now because
For a tricky way to expand, I think the best way for Protoss is just to warp prism your probes out of there, but there is not even a robotics facility for Miguel.
right.
So all the stalkers get melted down by the other stalkers. This is literally civil war, except with Protoss and not Terran.
He's
So, I guess
he's
all
smart.
racers have their issues.
He's going after the pylons. That's it. GG.
This game again with more or less the same tactic as last time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually surprised that LittleReaper decided to go for something like this, because if you've watched Miguela's games before, you know that she likes to make that defensive pylon on the top of a ramp, which makes it
Right.
really hard for aggressive plays. But LittleReaper pushes past that, takes a dominating win on the first game, and looks like it'll be the same case for this next game. One stalker looks like it will go down, and this, if Miguela gets the stalker, I think it'll be really, really huge. But unfortunately, GG is called. Miguela, with all of her powered buildings.
GG's.
Decisive 2-0 from LittleReaper. Despite having lots of tricks up his sleeve, I think, I think his mindset in this second game, for the aggressive early harassment, I think he was thinking like, if it worked the last game, I guess it'll work this game. So, and I guess it did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think we can get to interview the players now. So
Yes. Are their mics on? I think we're just waiting for them to come back here for 1 second. Okay, so Miguela, can you hear us? All right,
Yeah.
Miguela. So listen, I just want to say, good game. I know that was not easy because he just came at you with some cheese off the bat on both games there, and I'm sorry about that. I know how that feels. Believe me, I got caught by LittleReaper
Hello.
twice also. So
Hello.
I just want to know, what did you do to prepare for this match, and what are you going to do different to prepare for your next match?
The next match, I'll probably do more stalkers and get a robotics facility faster.
You shouldn't.
And
One thing is that
more
you shouldn't get that much cannons. You overdid it. You overdid cannons.
yeah, Miguela, I agree with this one. I think if she's putting on that much pressure in the beginning, you want to make less cannons, more shield batteries, because your units are much more mobile than your cannons and can actually attack out. So your shield batteries will help bolster it, but also it might be better to get out of stalker tech, maybe go for a robo if he has more stalkers, so that you can make that immortal. The immortal
Okay.
is really, really good for defense. It's really nice seeing player to player suggestions and tips, because it's the fun StarCraft League, and we all want to help each other get better at StarCraft here. So this was a really great game to watch. Not bad from either player, but in the end, LittleReaper did take the win. So thank you to both of your players. All right, it was a good game. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys. All right, so now we're going to be looking at our next game, and we are featuring Mr. AXD 1987 versus Sloza. Another exciting game. Both of these players, I tell you what, I'm not even going to give too much information about it. We have a recording that I did earlier that talks about the game, and you guys can get a little bit familiar with the players. So if we can go ahead and cue that up, KJ, that would be great. All right, so we're just waiting on the admin to cue that up. In the meantime,
Yeah,
Do
man.
we have yes, Mr. Maligan. All right.
Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting game because I believe both of them are Terrans, correct? The AXD is a Terran player. Sloza, I believe, is also a Terran player. So yeah, this is gonna be fun to watch. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be probably some cheese early on. What do you think? All right. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and play introduction of the players. So here we go.
Tonight's second Code A matchup is going to be really exciting because it's a TVT, Terran and Terran. Both players are in the Gold League and they haven't faced each other. This is a big game for one of them, Mr. AXD. AXD is sitting 0-3 right now. He has not gotten one victory. But, sorry about that, guys, relentless. And he is showing up. And I promise you, he's got something to deliver for us today. He is facing a very tough opponent in Sloza. Sloza is coming in right now. He's 1-1. Only played 2 games, but he looks really good. He's won 3 and lost 2 altogether. And I think the pressure is probably more on AXD, but I do think this is going to be pretty fantastic. I hope you prepared for this one. So TVT, a little bit more about the players real quick before we start here. Sloza is one of his favorite players, Rough, Jim's RNG, and Special. He likes to do Thor drops. He likes to go battle carriers. Let's look at battle cruisers, sorry. And AXD came in 3rd place last season. He likes all-in builds. He likes to be defensive too with a planetary fortress. And if it goes to the late game, he might go mech with lots of Vikings. So he has strategy. He's had a rough start to this season, but don't underestimate him because he can show up. And believe me, it's going to be tough for any opponent that faces him when he shows up. So this will be an exciting matchup. Let's watch these guys play. Good luck, gentlemen.
All right. That's
All right.
a cool last game there. What do you think about that, Sir Maligan?
Yep. Actually, Maligan. I'm sorry. Miguela came down to my office and said, "Hey, Dad, I really hate rushes." So I told her, you know what? You should have made a robotics. You forgot to make your robotics and an immortal. One immortal could have stopped or helped, stop that thing. But yeah, so I have to teach her more because coming to this series, she never did practice actually. So she knew she's gonna lose to LittleReaper, so that's probably why. So yep, more practice late not for her next game. I have to make sure of that.
She's getting better and better, but let's move on to this next game. That was a pretty cool intro by DB. Thank you, DB.
Yes,
And
as
looks like
always.
the players are ready.
You're welcome.
And here we go. We've got a pretty cool TVT.
Yeah, I can't wait. I wonder if
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
Who's gonna pull the cheese?
Fun.
FSL Season 2. Code A.
TVT, we've got an Innovation versus TY. I'm sorry. We have Sloza and AXD. So let's introduce who's who. We have on the bottom right, we have the blue Terran. He is
AXD 1987.
And then on the top left, we have the challenger, the Red Terran.
Sloza.
sporting that Size Storm logo right there. That's a pretty cool logo, Sir Maligan. What do you think?
I know, right? Oh,
I
whoever
think-
designed that had a good eye on what Star Trek is.
I'm going to guess it was you.
So what do we have here? We have a standard build.
Look at that. Ah.
You're just
Not on top.
walling off on
Natural,
in
yeah.
front of this natural.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey,
Is
hey,
this our first TVT in this season?
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I haven't.
Could be,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks like we don't have a camera for
Well,
AXD.
I guess it was up earlier, but we'll make sure that's up in our next game.
Yeah, next game.
Um,
So
but it's like
early on, 2 gases for AXD. So interesting. Let's see.
yeah, these are 2 quick gases. I think he's
Yeah,
gonna
2 quick
protect
gases.
early. But you
He,
know, scouting report wise, right? If we look at Sloza has pretty cool, sharp timing builds.
Mm.
And some of them sometimes it's unorthodox, but you know it really shows that he's prepared it, he's worked on it, and they're pretty, you know, really on point. So I wonder if he has anything prepared for this TVT.
yeah.
You
I
know,
wonder
so-
why that SCV went all the way around there. I thought he was gonna build something, you know, like a proxy gate. It's a proxy Stargate or something. Oh, Stargate,
Right.
Starport.
So
He
he
did it.
probably just babysat the, you know, the scouting instead of just sending it across the map by a minimap.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a good scout because he finds out that you know there's a Reaper. Kept the Reaper there for now. It's gonna try to make its way across the map. But he did see the factory timing, and
Yeah.
there's something awry, and he saw
Expansion.
an expansion, right? So
So-
as AXD, I'd probably throw my expansion as well. But looks like he doesn't have the minerals for it. He has a lot of SUVs queued. He's preparing his Marines to see if he can catch that Reaper if he jumps off that ramp.
Ooh.
More Marines. And there's the starport. Right?
A tech lab for the factory.
He changed his mind. There's the starport. So typically in a TVT matchup, right, one person becomes defensive and puts down an early expo, while the other techs. And so right here we have AXD going through a tech, early starport, and he catches the Reaper. We got pushed back by the grenade, but
still no expansion for AXD. So he's definitely pushing. Oh, there you go. Tank. There's the tank. And he'll probably do some drop ships, medivacs.
Yeah, but yeah, he's gonna make a reactor first. You know, so it's not. This is pretty committed tech, though. He really needs to do something with it, because otherwise he's gonna fall way behind.
This is gonna be all in for AXD.
Well, so, you know, for TVT, sometimes this is not necessarily an all-in. So what you want to do is to get some damage done to even out the SCVs. But during that time, you need to have your expo, you know, being built, right? So you can catch up easily by doing the same equal damage to the other side. But it doesn't look like he's building an expo. He's just gonna do a full all-in here.
Yeah, look at that. 2 medivacs coming. Queued up.
Did Sloza leave a gap in his defense there above the right there above? Yeah, right on the ramp there.
Yeah, I think there is, but you know, in a TVT, it doesn't matter as much unless the other player is going heavy Hellions and they do a Hellion run by. It matters more. Yeah, it matters more on Zerg and Protoss, right?
Nice.
Look at that volley. It takes out a Hellion right away.
And got the high ground.
Now Sloza knows there's tanks. All right.
Yeah, so Sloza is
a Liberator is also being made.
He's going to drop. The Marines are out of position.
Oh no, the tanks are so exposed. Oh, he doesn't see the tanks are being. Oh, the tanks are gonna get crushed.
That was just a bad timing because he dropped them right when the Marines left.
Yeah.
So now there's no tank cover for these Marines. Are just very vulnerable to these Hellions right now. Another tank is coming. He walls in again. He needs to siege that tank as soon as possible, but he needs to leave some Marines behind.
You should just siege that tank right there at the bottom. I mean, right at the lower ground instead
of. He's
gonna
lose the tank again because there are Marauders in there.
Focus fire on the dropship.
You cannot get the dropship. He has a head in supply, but you know he really needs to take his expansion right now.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna be the more aggressive player here, but what happened was that Sloza caught him off guard. He loses 2 tanks.
Here's a doom drop. Well, kind of a semi doom drop. Let's see
Yeah.
if he can skirt through the bottom side and avoid any detection. And if he can drop this in a very favorable location, he
Oh, he spots
catches
the
the
liberator.
liberator. But let's see if we, oh, so Sloza did see it,
Yeah.
shooting down the medevacs, and he's positioning his 4 marines, and oh, there is a tank there, so he's gonna
Oh,
lose
he's
here.
gonna lose all of this. Oh man, when the
Well-
liberator sieges. Oh,
But
he
you know
didn't even
what?
siege
There's
the
still a
liberator.
lot. There are a lot of marines here, so he
Oh,
can
boy.
do some damage here. He needs to
Oh,
pick off
nice.
that tank real quick. Pick
Good
off that
repair.
tank. Oh no, you don't need to. Ah.
Oh, why did he
He's
live?
gonna drop it on top of the tank. That's a good move by AXD. Maybe he can pick off that tank. Is practically being repaired by the SCVs. The splash damage helps out.
Oh, got
Picks
it.
up the one tank, picks it up, drops it to the other tank. This is a pretty cool game.
Yeah, Sloza's lost 10 SCVs on that attack.
Yeah. Now losing the SCV is not at the end of the world because Sloza does have 3 command centers.
Yeah.
Um,
And he's still
well,
way ahead on SCV counts, man. He has 32 SCVs compared to AXD's 26.
And look at that. He took his losses and left. That's smart.
that's smart. He saves all of his dropships, medevacs, and I think if he just gets some more SCVs, macros up, I think he's not in bad shape.
Yeah. He needs to keep
Gets
making
second-
SCVs,
Yeah,
definitely.
he's taking a second factory, which is what I like. In TVT, tanks matter a lot since he lost a lot early. But he does need to make some Vikings because sometimes, it comes down to the Viking War in TVT.
Oh, we got a double expansion here.
Wow. Sloza's economy is gonna explode.
He has 4 CCs.
Force command centers
Man.
with mules. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so for those of you playing in the upper code A and playing Sloza, right? This is the scouting report. He has a sharp timing. He likes to go expand right away and often. He plays Terran like a Zerg.
Oh, good point. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
He's aggressive with his expansions. Look at that.
Yeah, so Stem is starting, but
Yep. You know what? It's not a game with AXD if there's no Vikings, man.
well, yeah, it is. But Vikings are very important in TVT.
Oh, it is?
Yes, it's very important because
For dropships or
because
liberators?
tanks is TVT is all about positioning
Mhm.
and having where the tanks have clear vision on the enemy. And so since tanks can shoot farther than they can see, you need a spotter.
Mm.
And the spotters,
Are
typically you use some medivacs to spot, but they get gunned down easily by Vikings. And it's all about who has more Vikings to control the air, and at that point
see.
either push or be pushed. And
I
that's
see.
why Vikings are very important in TVT. And when it gets to the point where there's a stalemate in tank lines, right? The way you can break them is using liberators. And the way you can counter the liberators will be Vikings. And that's why Vikings are very important.
I got a question for you, Seth.
Yeah.
And Maligan, actually. Do you ever think they'll bring back the science facility?
Oh, man. I missed that. The science vessel.
Yeah, the science vessel. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I love that unit.
Well, looking
Oh,
at
no. Like, he's gonna lose a dropship here. Oh,
he
there's no
boosts
turrets at
out.
the back.
gets out to the back, drops a few units, but
Oh, but his tank is in the bad position.
he's in a bad position.
Yeah,
and
he's gonna lose everything.
He's gonna get
Oh, man,
swallowed
it's-
up by the Marine Army here.
Yeah, he's gonna lose everything there. Yep, if he sieges, he should have dropped his tank further up. When he saw his tank being hit by the tank, he should have just unsiege, move in.
Yeah, but looking at Sloza's play, right, and reacting to what AXD likes to do, Sloza's putting a lot of turrets around his bases.
Yeah,
Mm.
which is
So
good.
I think he's just setting up his defense as main base, and he's gonna be moving out pretty soon. What I'd like to see from Sloza though is he needs a medevac in there, right?
Yeah, that's a lot of Marines.
It's a lot of damaged Marines, and a few medevacs would heal them all back up. And his stim is ready, so this also helps him out when he stims, because you know what? If he stims right now, they're gonna be less than 50% health.
Yeah.
And one tank volley would decimate an entire area of Marines.
Mhm.
5 Thors now for AXD.
Yeah, he's just massing Thors, and unfortunately, Thors are not gonna fare well against Marines. You're
Yeah.
gonna have tanks, right? And
Yep.
so he is making tanks, which is what I like, and I'd like to see him to move those tanks up,
Yeah.
right? So if he moves his tanks up to cover the third base and just keeps massing up, on a maxed out army, I think AXD will fare well. But here's the move out. Here's a lot of Marines. Just a couple.
There's no medivacs, man. Look at that.
Nope.
No medivacs in this
Well,
army.
there's one medevac being made in the production queue. I don't know if by the time it gets there, it'll use up all
Yeah.
energy healing everyone.
If the tanks are positioned right, these Marines are gonna.
Yeah, a few volleys, you're gonna lose
Yeah.
all your Marines. I think he just needs to
Up.
go home.
He saw the tech there and say, you know what? Nope. Let me go back home.
This is
Smart
actually
move.
pretty cool. It's a mech versus bio
Yeah.
matchup.
That's a smart move there by Sloza.
Mhm.
He just needs to go home. But looking at AXDs, the thing about playing mech, right? You play it slow, and you could be behind in supply, which is okay, as long as you protect your real estate, protect it from the Marines and the run bys and drops. As long as you do that and you max out, you'll be okay. But here's an attempt by Sloza driving in with a bunch of Marines, but these tanks are just shelling them out. The planetary fortress is actually gonna chew up all of these Marines because it does splash damage.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Only 2 Marines left.
yeah, that is
Wow.
the problem. And you can't run up a bunch of Marines
Yeah.
into a planetary fortress.
Yeah, and he only lost. AXD only lost one tank. That was it.
Yep, one tank.
That was a bad
in
exchange.
for the entire army. So,
Yeah.
all right,
Bad exchange for Sloza.
I like this from AXD. He has 2 armories in production. He's going to be upgrading his mech army. So if he just plays it slowly, makes his ideal mech composition, and in a
Yeah.
max out battle, he could take out Sloza.
Yeah. He could just march to Sloza.
Yeah, look at that. 4 Thors at a time.
That's crazy. And he's upgrading too. Oh wait, no, he's not upgrading his.
Yeah, because he's really strapped for gas, right? The thing
Yeah.
about mech is for you to get all the mech stuff that you want, you need a 4th base. You need a 4th source of gas that you need to harvest, right?
Well, it looks like AXD's building his 5th command center.
Oh, that's good.
Oh no, that's
good.
Sloza up there. So the red,
Oh, Sloza, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
red player's making his
oh yeah, Sloza's 5th.
and in typical fashion, a bio player playing against a mech, would be able to expand more,
Hmm.
right? Because they're more mobile, they can drop, as opposed to a mech player, they're just moving so slowly. But once a mech player gets their 4th base and gets all of the gases that they need, right? They can max out. And look at that. He's 148 supply. That's just not bad for a mech army.
Right.
Yeah, and then to think that Sloza's overdoing his SCVs. He already has 89 SCVs, man. That's insane.
He's playing like TY, right? TY is, this might be like I said in the beginning, it's a TY versus innovation, right?
Yeah, so that.
Innovation is a mech player who plays it slowly.
Oh
gets
my
all
gosh.
the upgrades.
Look at that. 93 SCVs. That only gives him what? 117. No, 107
Mhm.
supply for army. Oh boy, and he's maxed out.
And
Look at
still
that.
still no medevacs, I see.
Still no medivacs. Oh man, that's not good. These Marines are gonna get slaughtered, man.
Yeah. and
12
so-
Thors. Whoa, four tanks.
Yeah, he's maxed out, but here's the problem, right? Unlike a Zerg, who can bank up a bunch of larvae, or a Protoss who has a bunch of gateways who can just warp in instantly, right? He only has 3 barracks, right? And he's not going to be able to recoup his supply once they have a big engagement. And in a big
Yeah.
engagement, this mech force can wreck a bio army.
Then what the XD needs to do here is bring a few SCVs too if he needs to go move out for some repairs.
That would be
Definitely.
Right. Yes.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, so he's moving out.
Sloza's moving out.
AXD is taking his fort. He's taking the gases on the fort as well. He really needs that to get all of the upgrades he needs.
Yeah.
It's funny though, he is upgrading +1 on his infantry, which I don't think he needs.
Got no
But-
battery shields.
That is a scary army though.
Definitely.
Oh, that's that'd be nice.
Yeah, those 2 tanks up top, it's gonna provide a lot of splash damage, while the Thors will just clean house. There are more tanks
Oh,
coming
more
in.
tanks are coming in. Oh
Yeah.
man.
I like that he keeps making
Sloza's
tanks.
army is gonna get wrecked.
Yeah, and he's not gonna be able to replenish this really quickly because
Up, here we go.
here it is.
Oh,
There's,
no.
he walks into it. You cannot.
Walk into it. Oh, the tanks on the top are being fed. Oh,
Oh.
oh, some
So-
misclick.
So it's now just about a matter of control at this point, right? AXD doesn't look
Oh
like
no, why is XD putting his tanks in the...
he
Oh
wants to get
man.
closer, but
Yeah, he shouldn't have. Those
He
tanks
al-
need to be at the back.
yeah, he lost all his Vikings. So, like I said earlier, right? Vikings are very important,
Mhm.
and so the Vikings. Oh, that's a good scan by AXD. But the Vikings can creep in and have longer vision and control the air. The Thors can take care of the Vikings though, but I think he SimCity himself in, and the Thors can't move about
they can't move out.
easily. But he is making some Banshees. Huh. Alright, so I think there is a turret down there, so I don't know if the Banshees are gonna be able to do much. What he really needs are is a few Liberators to inch forward.
Yeah.
But you know what? Boys, I think we have a very long game in our hands.
Yeah.
All right.
I like how TVT is like more like a standoff than a full-on skirmish back and forth. You know?
Well, it can be both, right?
Right.
Some of the I was watching GSL the other day is on the TVT, and it's one of the most hectic things that you can watch, right? It's a bunch of it's a bunch of scanning, bunch of stimming, reposition tanks, reposition liberators, covering it with Vikings, and rinse and repeat. But here's some run by with Marines, but you know what? That's not going to do much because there is a planetary there. He did take out the tank.
Yep. Oh, good take on that upgrade. Cancel. Very nice. These Banshees are not cloaked, so
Yeah, but they should be able to clean this up. I wonder if he's planning to do any mech or air fleet switch. But there is a standoff here on the left side. There is a
finally one medivac. We finally see one medivac in action right here.
There's the Liberator. Now, if he can, so here's the problem, right? You can get your Liberator to push back the tanks, but you can't do that if you do not control the air, right? Right now, Sloza controls the air with all of those Vikings. So, if AXD just makes enough Vikings, or even just send out your Thors to support it, but
Yeah, this
You're
game
gonna
is
lose a lot. This game's gonna go on for a little bit here.
gonna be a slow back and forth because nobody's both of them are afraid to commit an attack. At this point, Sloza is just sieging him. Nice take on the tank.
The Banshee's back off. Yeah, he needs to
You look-
cover those air units with his Thor, but right now, that's really hard to micro, and you can't expect that much from AXD at this point. He is
Yeah.
making Vikings, but just a few at a time is not gonna be enough. There's already a lot of Vikings from Sloza's side. But
Actually,
AXD
if AXD spreads out his stores and attacks, he could take this army actually.
yeah, he could.
But the problem is he's so bottled up on that choke.
Yeah, I mean that takes a good level of control for a player, right?
All right.
And so it's funny because earlier AXD was cramming. It's like cramming for an exam, and he was cramming was how to control his units in control groups, and he
Here
was
we go.
trying to learn it. But here we go. Here's
Attack!
the big battle. The air unit just dies instantly, but the Thors are holding ground. It's taking out all of the Marines, and you know what? There's not enough ground units here to take out
Yeah.
the Thors. Thors are gonna be able to clean up here, taking out the last tank, and then one volley takes out a lot of Vikings.
Oh no.
Ooh. I
Uh-oh.
think we lost DB. Oh, there you go.
There it is.
Okay. I would pause it, but I think AXD is losing a lot more air units. And I think,
AXD should just take care of those turrets first.
yeah.
They're gonna be a problem later on.
Yeah, I think he's trying to see if he can counter and see if he has an advantage, but
Some of his
he might
stores
do
are so
damage.
low in health, man. He needs to repair those stores before he
Yeah,
attacks.
but you know what? He can do some damage here. Because those stores, let's see, those stores are.
Oh, those stores are gonna get destroyed because they're so low in health, man.
Yeah, but these stores are.
Oh man, what a waste.
If he just positioned it right, but you know what? He's running back, and there's a counter by Sloza on the east side, but you know what? He's not going to do much with that planetary there. It takes
Oh,
out a.
By the way, Sloza has 102 SUVs. Keeps making SUVs.
TY style. All right, so the Vikings come in to help land so that they can provide some
Nice.
ground cover for the.
I like the armory of the Vikings when they land. Gatling guns on both.
That's right. It's like macro style.
Yeah.
But there is a drop behind the base. Oh, it's not. It's just a Reaper.
Oh, how did the Reaper?
It's just being an annoying Reaper right now. But you know what? That annoying Reaper
Oh,
has
it's taking-
7, 8, 9, 8 kills.
8 kills.
And
Nice.
he's gonna be able to.
Oh man,
retreat.
this.
No, he's not gonna be able to get away because he can't jump up from the north side of that. But like I said, this is gonna be a long game, and
Look
I
at that.
think AXD forgot to keep upgrading. If he gets his stores to be 3-3,
Mhm.
they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with. Oh, there it is. There's another upgrade. The +3 upgrade. But he needs to get his armor. I mean, his plate, vehicle plating. It's still just at level 1.
Yeah, some
Alright,
of his
so-
stores are still low in health.
Yeah, they are. The Thors are moving out, being escorted by a few Vikings, just waddling their way across the map. But here's a big force by Sloza.
Sloza.
And
Just
you know what?
one medivac again. Oh man.
And these are 3-3 Marines, but they are 3-3 Marines with no medevacs.
Yeah, with no medivacs. Such a waste. Oh
Yeah, so-
man. That's a good amount of Marines. If we put in a few medivacs,
So
doubles
AXD
their
goes back.
effectiveness.
Yeah, he goes back home and he saw that big army take out his 5th base. And so you know what? This is a big force by AXD. If he just maxes out and moves across the map, that's gonna
Yeah.
be hard for Sloza to stop.
This will be hard for AXD to lose his army because he has no minerals and gas. Look at that. Compared to Sloza, Sloza has a big bank.
That is true, but if they fight head on and Sloza loses all his units and AXD retains a lot of his, he can keep going and it takes a
Yeah.
while for Sloza to get his stuff back.
Yep.
Right, but he is donating. He's been doing this a lot lately. I think he just highlights all of his units and moves across the map, and the air units just get ahead of him because they don't have to deal with the terrain. And he's lost a lot of units that way.
No, don't fight on the choke. Good job. Yep.
This is good. He's
Avoid
gonna
that choke.
take out this base right here, and he's gonna make Sloza react. He should land those Vikings because there's really not. He doesn't need to have them up in the air. He's just losing them to the turrets. There's a big battle, and he's still trying to move. He just needs to do an attack move. There we go.
Yeah, attack move.
Attack move. That attack move takes out the planetary right really
Wow.
quickly because these
That was a
are
quick.
these Thors are tough, man.
Sloza's main army is not trying to engage it. He's just trying to. He
Yeah,
knows he's gonna lose that base.
he can't. I mean, he can if he stemmed his Marines in with medevac support, but he
Yeah.
doesn't have medevacs.
Oh.
All right, no, don't
Oh!
go that way. All right, so he's
One
gonna
Thor
lose
goes
that
down.
one Thor,
Well, at least only one Thor goes down on that.
but he takes out a base. He's gonna keep going. Ah, here's the backs. He's attacked from the back, and the Thors need to turn around and attack.
Oh no, he needs to attack ground. There you go, attack ground.
You know what? He keeps moving. Takes out. He needs to take out that tank ASAP. There we go. You know these bases are really not that significant anymore. They're pretty much.
Look at that,
mined
both
out.
of them are not producing. Oh no, AXD's not producing behind this. I
Yeah,
guess
but
he's
people-
just so busy with the attack.
Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about, right? AXD wins some battles,
Oh, there it is.
and Sloza cannot reproduce that fast, right?
Yeah.
He needs more production facilities, and these Thors are just marching forward slowly. He needs
Looks
attack
like-
move.
Looks like AXD lost his fourth base though.
Oh yes, he did.
Yeah,
by
look
the
at that.
tanks. Yeah,
Lost
he did.
his fourth base
But you
with
know
the
what?
tank.
It's almost mined out anyway.
Mhm.
Right now, the problem is Sloza is losing production facilities, right? And he's already slow in producing units, and if he loses more, he's gonna be slow.
Oh no, there's a
producing
tank
more.
on the ledge.
Ah, there is a tank.
And
on
most
the
of the Thors are low in health. Oh, there
Oh
one.
boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
two goes down. He needs to drop some mules and repair those Thors, man.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, he's gonna lose everything. But then
Well-
again, he still has more Thors back in the base, though.
Yeah, but look at the supply though, right?
Yeah.
This is the
That's
problem. That's I think Sloza is pretty good in macroing and getting his econ up, but I think he has a problem in not making enough production facilities. Yeah, so the Thors easily cleaned that up.
Mhm.
XD took his extra expansion in the top right. He needs to move all his workers up there though.
He's gonna lose all these Thors.
Yeah, well, I don't know. The Thors can still probably take all of this army. Well, let's see. Oh, he does stim. He does have medevacs now.
Nice.
There's the medevacs.
All right, but we're now at even supply. But there's a big force of Thors again coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
6, 7
If-
Thors.
If XD takes out his tech and his production structures, definitely this will be a good win.
Yeah, there's a.
Sloza
there's-
still has a chance on this one because he
you
has
know
a
what, it's
lot of
funny
money.
on the 3 o'clock.
They're sharing
fighting
the
for that
base.
spot.
This is mine.
No, this is mine. I'm making a planetary here. So he is gonna lose this and a bunch of SCVs. But let's see, the Thors are still on the march.
Oh, there's one tank with hit, so that's good.
Yeah, he needs to snipe that one tank.
Yeah,
He needs to scan up there so he can take that one tank out. But otherwise, he's not
I
gonna
don't think
do
he
it.
knows that you can drop a mule and repair your Thors here.
I'm not sure if he knows that.
Yeah, I don't think he knows. Because those Thors are so expensive. One is barely hanging for its life.
Yeah, so here's AXD trying to get that other expansion. The tanks are being
Look-
sieged, protected
Look at
by
that,
the
Sloza
Marines.
is,
Oh.
Sloza is just bringing his SCV with his attacks. What the heck? Well, what's with that command
Well,
center?
He has a lot of SCVs, so he's
Why
trying
did
to do a
Oh, he's
planetary.
doing a planetary there. That's
An
funny.
aggressive planetary fortress, protected by the one Marauder.
One Marauder. Oh man.
Yeah, I think XD is unsure on how to proceed at this point, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's such a waste. He lost what, 6 Thors on that?
Yeah, I mean, he still has a few there. If he just holds position there, he can prevent Sloza from moving out. And there it is. Yeah, those stores are tough, and I wish he finished out the vehicle plating upgrade.
Oh, don't go there. You're gonna get hit by the tanks.
And there's the planetary versus
Battle of the
planetary. I never
planetaries.
thought I'd ever see this in my life.
That was funny.
Oh. I guess
An attacking command center, dude. That's the first
I've
time I've seen
never.
it planning.
Yeah, actually, I've never seen a planetary versus planetary.
That was an offensive. That's the first time I've seen an offensive planetary.
Well, one of the players that Sloza patterned his playoff is this Storm player. His name is Ruff, and Ruff in actual pro tournaments would do offensive planetary fortress.
Oh, he would.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's pretty funny, and sometimes it worked, right? He did this mass Reaper, and then he he makes a command center, flies it to the enemy base, and being protected by a bunch of Reapers while it's morphed into a planetary.
Nice.
But
Alright.
it moves on. AXD has lost a lot. He is upgrading his +3 on the Marines, but you know what? You've invested heavily on mech. You should just stay on mech at this point.
Yeah.
But you know what? He's doing a transition. He's dropping 3 barracks. And making more Marines. Now, he needs to make medevacs, though. And this is already a 32-minute game, and I don't see the end in sight yet.
That Sloza's gonna see the expansion right there. Okay. Oh, he needs to defend that. He needs that expansion.
Yeah, but he's ready to hit another prong attack here. He sees that one
Just
tank.
one
He's probably
tank.
gonna drop that Viking on top of that tank. But
Oh,
it's
not
too far.
there!
Oh, there we go. But it's being it's not. It's out of range of the planetary. He's gonna lose
Yeah.
that tank. He defends this new base, but he's flying away his.
Yeah, he's gonna lose this planetary for sure.
Yeah, that tank is just shelling at it. He is repairing, but he has a lot of money. I don't see why he's not spending it on. All right, so he's trying to defend the planetary
save
while his main force is moving up to help. The one tank sieges. He tries to snipe it with the 2 Marines, but that's not enough.
Yeah, I think he'll be able to save this one with his stores. He has
the
to
stores.
go. Nice.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, well, the tanks are focused fire on the planetary. Nice. Good
All right,
save.
so where do we stand? I think most of their bases are mined out. Sloza,
Sloza has 70 SCVs, so he's...
yeah, he has a base on the 9 o'clock position, but there's no SCVs there. I think the SCVs are. Oh no, he's just pulling the boys. He's like, you know what? Let's just finish this. I'm over 100.
I don't know,
Oh,
he's mining there.
Mining. He's just moving his. He's just gonna move his orbital there. I guess.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show 170 SCVs is a good way to start.
I know, right?
In the long game.
He lost what? A third of it. He still has a lot. 74 SCVs.
So here's a big force trying to take. He's been trying to take out this base for the longest time. He succeeds in doing so in the second time around. Drops an auto turret, right, to really push this issue here. And XD's just not producing enough. He has money to make a sizable force, but he's not. He's making 3 tanks at a time.
Why is Sloza mining so far? Why don't he just lift that command center and then...
He said, I have 100 some SCVs, it doesn't matter.
I know, right? I'm gonna make a line of SCVs. That's how I'm gonna roll.
Yeah, actually, they're actually not moving, right? They're just standing in a line and they're just handing
Off the minerals. That's
Teamwork.
how much.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, and this is a slow push. He's gonna lose that Raven, not before it drops off that one auto turret that's gonna take out that one tank.
Why you put the tank there, bro?
Smart move.
Oh, he's gonna lose it.
Yeah, he just lost 3 tanks.
Yeah.
And well, Sloza's maxed out. The big army that's moving across the map right now looks like it's an air unit, and I think we missed it. Oh, there it is. There's a bunch of Vikings, tanks, and
Few tanks. Oh man, this is gonna be bad for AXD.
Yeah.
So
He should throw in 100 SCVs with this. I think it would be.
I think this is the beginning of the end here. He's gonna start pushing across.
He had a chance there, man. He had a chance. If he just spread out his stores and looked for those expansion, he could have stopped this. But
Here comes the
you know what?
shells.
But you know what? I'm pretty impressed that AXD got to that point.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know, it's just a matter of unit
13
control,
Yeah,
which is
13
not easy
tours.
for a lot of players, right?
Yeah. He had 13 tours at one point.
All right, there's the Dorito dust. You know, they call his anti-armor missile. But
Oh my
basically-
gosh, no! Why are you
Oh,
doing
no,
that,
don't do
Sloza?
that. Don't do
Oh, Sloza, you just wasted your marines.
But you know what? He can trade.
I know.
As long as he just keeps leapfrogging, the anti-armor missile dissipates, and you know,
He has a lot of Vikings. He should just land on top of that ledge and kill those tanks.
yeah, he could. You know,
Yeah.
he needs to scan ahead to make sure that he can do that.
Yeah, cause he had a lot. He has a lot of Vikings right there, not doing anything.
But, you know, AXD now has some Vikings. Pulls back a little. It's not firing though, but there's a few volleys up. He's gonna win this air war, and so the game continues.
Yep. Sloza is gonna get a lot bigger because he has more SCVs, more expansions.
Yeah, because I think this is gonna be our new FSL record for the longest game.
Yeah, look at that. Sloza decides to unsiege there because he feels like he's wasting too much time there. Good,
Gonna take
good
the
move.
expansion.
Take the expansion. Stop wasting your time on that choke.
Mhm.
I think we've had two very long games in FSL, right? This and the one with the Archaic and also AXD, where you know they were just not
yeah,
attacking each
that's right.
other, right?
They were
And
just killing each other.
both games, AXD was the participant, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yep, AXD's I guess he's a good defensive player, I guess too, right?
He likes to play defensive,
Yeah, defense at the
Yeah,
beginning.
but I think this is,
Macro up.
well, so AXD clears out the right side, but he is going to lose his only
Yeah, he's
mining
gonna.
base at this point.
Oh man, he's gonna lose all that.
Yeah,
He,
and that's
he's
it.
now
for-
down to 20 SCVs.
Yeah, if we look at the income, right?
Yeah.
The income graph, if the observer, oh, actually, I can't. Yeah, the income graph, we have AXD, mining less than 200 minerals per minute, while
Yeah.
Sloza is about 1600.
Yeah.
So,
His
this
bank
is-
is slowly getting fatter again.
yeah, this is like a knife fight where Sloza just nicks AXD, and AXD is just bleeding in the corner, right?
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
Waiting for him to bleed out.
Yeah, just waiting. But you know,
Yeah.
there's some more tanks. They're
Yeah.
slowly inching forward.
Oh, this is a good take. But then again, Sloza can afford to lose this one.
Yeah,
He's out of position.
He's out of position.
Yeah.
This is pretty much the bulk of his army, and so he has nothing to defend. If Sloza just walks in,
Yeah.
he can just clear everything out. There's some more tanks sieging. He probably didn't need to siege it. He lost the tank there, not unnecessarily. Two tanks.
Oh, he almost lost 3.
Yeah, but he didn't need to.
Yeah.
But he's just gonna keep moving in. There's no income for AXD. It's actually
Hey, don't get too
zero.
close. There you go.
Zero income on minerals and gas. SCVs are trying to find some other source, but you know what? There's no source.
Look at that. they're just neighbors.
Holy
XD
cow.
saying, you know what? I'm gonna take this, even though we're just neighbors. I don't care.
All right, this might be the first time I'll ever see an SCV kill count of over 50 in one shot. Maybe.
It looks like the police and the protesters. No, I'm kidding. I shouldn't say that.
it's silly. All right, let's see.
All right, so there's the push by Sloza. I think this would do it.
Yeah, I think this is it.
Yeah, there's more Dorito dust.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the minerals of AXD, he only has 121 minerals, and nothing's mining. So there's no way he can make units or tanks now.
And
GG.
there's
There we go.
GG.
41-minute game.
41 minutes. I think that's our new record.
Yep.
We have to look at that Archaic versus AXD match to see if that was longer than 41 minutes.
No, that was I believe that was only 32 minutes.
32.
Yeah.
All right, but we have our next map. And let's start.
Yeah, let's see if AXD has some camera.
Okay, can someone message him on
Let me.
StarCraft while I set up?
Yep. Let me message him right now on StarCraft and see if he can turn on. You have camera. All right. Let's see if the next game is still gonna be a long one. Let's hope that somebody does a cheese build, please. I want to see a cheese build on this TVT.
Offset that 41-minute
I
game.
know, right? I want a 15-minute game, man. All right.
But you know what? That was pretty epic. There's a lot of things that happened there. There are a lot of positive
Yeah.
signs for AXD. I think after tonight, some of the things that we can mention to him is, practicing how to utilize those units, unit control-wise.
Yeah, he needs to send some SCVs with his stores or drop some mules to repair them.
Those type of knowledge.
Yeah.
And even those Thors that was attacking, one scan to take out that one tank, then he could have kept going to attack.
Yeah.
But those are little things, and it's good to see these type of games in FSL and things that they can improve on. But looks like the players are in the lobby. Think we're ready to go.
All right.
And let's just hope it's not another 41-minute game.
Yeah, that's why, man. I'm hoping for a cheese build here. Alright, I didn't get any reply from AXD, so probably the son of a cam.
Yeah, I see his camera up.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
Right.
AXD saying he's tired.
Oh
I'm
yeah, I will
tired.
be too.
I'm
40
tired
minutes.
by watching it, let alone if I'm watching, somebody playing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
FSL Season 2. Code A.
All right, so let's introduce our players. We have on the top right playing mech but switching to bio but down 0-1. We have the red Terran. He is
1987.
And then on the bottom left, we have the blue Terran.
Sloza.
I think my dog would wanted to introduce.
Oh, see? My
But-
wish is coming true.
Yes.
I see a parade of SCVs. Where
This is
could they
gonna
be
be
going?
a 3-racks proxy.
We have Larry, Mo, and Curly.
That's
On
right.
our
As long as they don't hit each other and trip on the way down.
Alright, let's see this time if AXD can pull this off. Because he tried this, this is his third time doing this, but he failed twice, right? I believe.
So, yes.
Yeah, he failed three. This is his third attempt on this cheese build.
Yeah, but it
twice
doesn't
he
look
failed.
like he has it down pat because there's an extra SCV here. Right? He did make a barracks at home, so
Oh, that's
maybe
good.
that's just a way to fake out
Yeah.
Sloza. But Sloza's not making a Reaper. He's
Yeah.
going straight for a factory and a tech lab. So if he gets a tank out, which he can, right? He can get it out rather quickly. He will be totally safe against this. These Marines will be unupgraded, no stim, no combat shields. So one tank would just shell it. But you know what? He's not going to be able to swap for a tank because he is using Marauders
Uh-oh.
and an upgrade for concussive shells. So, I think there is a window here for
Yeah.
AFU.
Definitely.
Right.
There's a window here that he needs to
Yeah,
hit, or he's not going
Marauders
to be able to
with-
get in.
Marauders with concussive shells are pretty scary, but one thing that they don't do well against, right, are the tier 1 units of Terran and Zerg, right, which is Marines and Zerglings. And this is just an all Marine rush. So I'd like for AXD to just pull these Marines, right? And don't reveal them yet. No, because then he can react to this.
That's not enough.
But you know what? He's just gonna cue them in. See, if he had enough there,
Yeah, he needs more.
but you know
Surprise Sloza.
this gives a heads up to Sloza to build a tank. Oh, there it is. There's a tank. He's
Yeah, that tank's gonna be a problem when it comes
yeah.
out.
So you know, this was what I was saying is if he didn't reveal this right
man.
away, maybe
Yeah.
Sloza doesn't build a tank yet, and then when he has a critical
Oh,
mass,
this is a bad thing for AXD now. There's a tank, man.
there's a tank. He is making lots of Marines. Maybe he's just going to contain him, and then tech up himself and expand. And looks like that's what he's doing. Just made one bunker. Is going home. You know what? That's good. That's fine.
Yeah.
But Sloza has no intention of expanding, right? He is going straight to battle cruisers.
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
So
Yep, look at that. The XD's pulling all his barracks home.
yeah, he's going back home, and he's not going to be able to make, 3 Marines. That's on those
Yeah.
barracks right now. They can't make that many at a time.
He
And
revealed his Marines too soon, man. He only had 5.
I think what he could have done is because he's eager to go in there. Probably just sent 1 Marine to see what's going on because sending 1 Marine right there, you won't think much of it.
Yeah.
And then if he does see, okay, you know what, I can bust through on my next go around, my next set of units.
Yep. So
Right.
this dropship is gonna be a problem for AXD. He's
Yeah.
probably gonna lose a few SCVs, which he really needs because he's way behind. 16 SCVs against 25 for
Look at the
Sloza.
number of Marines though. So if
Yeah.
Sloza drops this in the main base, I think he can take it out easily. But if he drops it outside, down in the low ground, and it's
Yeah,
hard
just
for
have-
the Marines to hit.
Mhm.
But otherwise, I think these Marines will be able to handle it.
Oh.
He reacts right away, and so he needs to go now. And the tank siege. Yeah, the Marauders are gonna tank for the tank, tank for the tank.
Oh.
He gets a move command, and he loses all of his
Oh.
Marines with that move
Loses all
command.
his
And you know
Marines.
what? With that one blunder, I think this is gonna be GG.
Yeah. This is a good counter by Sloza.
Yeah, I mean, because he's gonna lose these Marines, and then battle cruiser is gonna be incoming in the next 15 seconds. And once it
Yep.
warps in, there's really nothing he can do at this point. He's making 2 Marines at a time.
He's
So
out of get money too.
yeah,
he's
that's
out of
it.
money.
GG.
So we went from 41-minute game to under 6 minutes.
Nice.
GG.
Good game. Yeah, I mean, the mistake there by XD was definitely revealing those Marines too early.
Yeah, so let's see if we can get some interviews.
Right.
I'm definitely.
Oh, good game.
All right, good game, guys.
Good game.
Tony, do you hear us?
Good.
Or
Yep.
it doesn't look like. Oh, you can hear us.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, so Sloza, tell us more about your first game, man. The first game that probably was it is the longest game that we've ever had on FSL. 41
right.
minute. You guys are the record holder. Woohoo! But yeah, that was a good back and forth game. So tell us, what was your plan? Did you plan to do a bio push in that with tanks?
I
or
did.
did
So
you just-
I saw something that somebody did, and I didn't do it right. But the plan was 2 Marauders and 6 Hellion
Oh, I see.
to
From the
get early,
Yeah.
so my Marauders could take care of the 1 tank. But he had so much forces, and it was delayed, and I didn't do it right, obviously. But yeah, so I was like, I see him going back. The only thing I can do is just build bases and just try to keep that money going. And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
kind of scary. It's kind of
At
scary.
one point, you had 105 SCVs, man. That was insane. your economy was like what? It was crazy. But yeah, I think if you brought in some drop ships along with the medivacs with your force, I think that would have been early GG. But yeah, you lost a lot of Marines because there's no medivacs. But yeah, it was a strong game, dude.
I was worried about the Vikings when that first attack when I went into his planetary, and then I saw those Vikings. I was like, oh, I'm in trouble. So that's when I was like, okay, I gotta really just keep stuff at home and just keep building up. But that was pretty scary game, but good game, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that was great. XD, dude. I mean, Hey man, you almost won that game. Am I gonna? You probably got it on the mid game, but for some reason, all your Thors, you lost your Thors because you didn't repair them. I think if you dropped some mules along with them and repair them, it would have been very beneficial for your Thors because you lost a lot. Oh, I don't think
Yeah, I
he's
don't think
on
so.
mute.
Let me message.
Yeah, message him.
No, he's been undeafened and unmuted. I think it's himself muting him. So let me.
Hey, XD, can you unmute or undeafen yourself? I don't think he. Did you guys message him? Yeah, I don't think he can hear. So yeah, Sloza. So, walk us through on that second game, dude. What did you do? I mean, what was your plan? Did you plan on doing an all-in or in the beginning?
Yeah, so yes, exactly. I was planning on two Marauder tank drop,
Mm,
and I figured that would kind of negate any early cheese because
yeah,
I'm going pretty fast. Followed up by a the battle, the BC, right?
the
Battle cruiser.
BC.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then build a base if that wasn't effective. But I was hoping I could do enough damage early that I could get way ahead and just keep going and just
yeah.
get
That
the
was.
tank count up. Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So XD. Hey man.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yep. So yeah. Anyway,
Nice.
we were talking about early on the first game. You made it to the record books. You guys are the
Well,
Oh my
longest
god.
the longest game ever on
actually,
FSL.
what's saying, I was telling them was there have been two longest games in FSL history, right? One of them was the arcade game with AXD, and
Yeah.
then this one with AXD. So both games, right? XD was a participant. But you know what? That was a good game, XD. You know, I really liked how you macroed and how
Yeah.
you got to that point where you had a big mech force. My question is, you know, through that game, you had a really good mech advantage, but then you switched to bio. Why did you do that?
I think that I ended up switching over to bio because I it was like a mismanagement of resources, I think. So
Low on
at
gas.
any given time, like, they were fluctuating so much, and then I think at one point I checked and I just had a ton of minerals, no gas.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to push out some type of units.
Yeah.
Let's just make some Marines because that's that'll cover it.
So
But
one of the
then,
things as a mech player you can do in those, for your mineral dump
yeah,
is a bunch of Hellions, right? Because number
yeah,
one, they're very mobile. They're already upgraded by your mech upgrades, right? And you just need to research the blue flame, and you'll be good. But I really like that game. That you
Yeah.
guys have.
Uh, Yep. Any
No.
questions, DB, or anything to add?
Yeah,
All good?
no, I just love watching you guys play. Sloza and AXD, both of you have come a long way, even in just this short run. And watching you play tonight, seeing it go so long was just fun. And AXD, I know you said you're tired, and I figured that's probably why you went for a cheese early, because you were like, you know what, either this is gonna work or it's not gonna work. I got to do it. I'm tired. I get that feeling. So good game, guys, and it was fun to watch. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. One more thing I want to add, dude. That was the first time I've seen two planetary fortress battle it out.
Oh yeah.
First time ever. They don't even
Uh,
have that in GSL.
an offensive planetary fortress by Sloza. That was awesome to watch.
save
Yes, it
that
was.
save that 30-second clip and put it on YouTube right away.
I know, right? All right,
Thanks,
good game, guys.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, good games. Yeah.
Good games.
Good games. GG's.
All right, so we have what next? Is Neutrophil against Dark? Wait, no, it's Regret versus. Oh wait, who's playing? Neutrophil and Darkman. All right, we're gonna play DB's audio introducing our next series.
Well, well, well. We have our Codes matchup tonight, and this is what you look for when you're watching competition. My friends, exciting game now. Probably the game of the season. I don't know. It could be, but what a battle we're about to see. Neutrophil, our champion from last season in Code S, is now sitting in second place, not first. His brother, younger brother, Dark Menace, is in first place, and that's who he's playing today. Dark Menace came in third place last season, but he's sitting in first place at this point this season. So let's look at it. Neutrophil had an unreal, a shocker of an upset a couple weeks ago against his uncle, Seth, who beat him 2-0. And I think we were all surprised by that. Caught us all off guard. We didn't think Neutrophil was human, and we find out he's actually human. And Seth found the weakness. So Seth came in with some cheese, surprised us all. It was fun to watch. I gotta say though, it wasn't easy. Neutrophil held his own, and it was an amazing game. So this game should be really fun. Let's take a look at our players before we get started. Dark Menace is in the Diamond League, has an MMR of 3,549, only 12 years old. He's smart on economy, man. Drones for days. He's going to keep his economy up, so you got to be on your A game. Like I said, he came in third place last season. His favorite StarCraft 2 players, Cyril and Maru. On the other side, we have his brother, Neutrophil, a Protoss player in the Diamond League with an MMR of 3,800, 15 years old, our champion from last season. He's great at macro, he's great at defense, and I tell you, defense is key. And his favorite StarCraft 2 player is Neeb. So without further ado, our exciting match tonight. I can't wait to see this. I really hope it goes 3 games and it comes down to the wire at the end. So have fun, gentlemen. Good luck.
All right. Thank you, DB, for the introductions. I think
You're welcome.
we are ready. Our players are in the lobby. I think they're both ready, and we're starting. So here we go. Our prime time match of the night.
First map is Everdream.
Yeah, there's nothing out of the ordinary in the vetoes. You know, Golden Wall, except Death Aura was vetoed. Submarine and Pillars of Gold. But we're starting off with Everdream.
Okay, so who do you think will win this, Seth? What's your take too, DB? Who do you think?
Let's talk about it after we have our FSL intro.
FSL Season 2 Code S.
Alright, let's introduce the players. We have on the top right, we have the orange Zerg. He is
Dark Menace.
And on the bottom left, we have the Protoss player.
all right. There's been banter already, right? And
This is great.
This is great, and it really shows that this is a big sibling rivalry. Last week we had a sibling fight between Archaic and Regret, and this week we have Neutrophil and Dark Menace. And right off the bat, Dark Menace says, "You know, I hope you lose." It's like, yeah, thank you. But talking about the game, here's Neutrophil walling on the front of his natural, which is, you know, typical standard fashion against a Zerg.
Yep, so definitely looks like a standard game, standard opening, so nothing fancy.
Yeah, hatch first, you know, spawning pool, and then a gas. So it's pretty straightforward. Right, one of the pro players I'd like to compare with Neutrophil is, you know, like stats. He likes to play defense. He has a pretty solid defensive setup with good unit control. And, you know, we have Dark Menace here. He's very aggressive at times, right? He can attack, do a 2-base opening, but just pure lings. Or he can really macro well. So that's a really good range for a Zerg player. But it looks like it's a standard. He is saving enough minerals, though. I think he looks like he wants to take his third early. But no, he's not yet. Makes his 4 links. Yep, so he can scout. Speed is on the way, so it's pretty standard for both sides. 4 links are
Yeah.
probably gonna make their way across the map to scout, or wait for, the standard adept that Neutrophil always likes to make. Yeah, the APM and these
unbelievable.
kids, they have enough time to type and do some bantering at the same time, not miss their injects, not miss their building placements. One of the things about Protoss, right? It's the building placement is key, And so when I'm playing Protoss, I'm always trying to make sure I put it in the right place. So I don't have time to be typing like this.
That's true.
Do you have time to type like this, Sir Maligan?
No, dude. At this point, probably in the beginning, yes. Then after a few minutes of, or a couple minutes, then I stop chatting already. Because I'm already thinking of what to do next.
Well, so here's an adept. He shades to see what's going on, but cancels it. Dark Menace was pouncing on that to see, if he does complete the shade, he can just take care of it. But StarCraft, 4K. StarCraft is a game, right? It's one of those few games where you start off, it's pretty calm in the beginning. But once the action starts, you never stop clicking. You're always clicking everywhere. But here, 2 adapts, finishes the shade. He's probably going to get 3, maybe. No, he doesn't. He does not target.
Oh, he got 2.
Oh, he does get 3. Okay, that's what I was thinking. He gets 3. That's not bad. It's more expensive for the adepts, but at the same time, if you get the drones, that means Dark Menace has to replenish those drones. He has to use up larva for that, and so it's a really good trade for Protoss. Here's an Immortal on the way, and Charge on the way.
Yeah.
So I think right here is pretty much standard. Dark Menace is getting his lair, and with Speed Overlords. I always like to get Speed Overlords. It's cheap, applies to all your overlords, and makes your scouting much easier.
Yeah, quick. You have a better chance of surviving a run on your overlords.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is Neutrophil, and what he's looking at, warps in an adept, maybe it replaces a sentry to block the wall. Takes his 3rd, and he's gonna be moving out there. And so Dark Menace cycling through his bases. He's expecting a blind Oracle come in, and so he put down spores, and he's just cycling through his bases, injecting, and I think it's pretty much standard so far. Although Dark Menace should be taking his 4th sometime soon.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is gonna be a long game too. It's gonna be a macro up game.
Yeah.
It's nobody's positioning themselves for an early attack, so.
Yeah, this is actually a very big game for both of them because I think they both have 1 loss, and whoever wins this, or actually whoever loses this, might not get the first place this season because there's a big competition in the top spot in Code S.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're really laser focused right now. If you see no more bantering, there is still bantering. Never mind.
Uh-oh. They're talking about the casters now.
Okay, so where are we? They're spending their minerals wisely. There's Storm on the way. There's 11 drones. This is what I'm talking about, Dark Menace, right? He likes to, if he gets to the macro mode, he can macro really well. By the time you know it, he has all the drones he needs. He's just making fighting units at that point.
Yeah, then one thing to take point too is that both of these guys are really good at macro. So
yeah, that's right.
This is gonna be a big battle.
Yeah, although macro-wise, I think Dark Menace has fallen behind Neutrophil, right? He's really behind in drone count right now. I think he's preparing for an attack that is not coming yet. He's making a lot of Hydras already when he doesn't have the drone count that he needs at this point.
Yeah, and then Storm is just completed.
Yeah, this might be bad news for Dark Menace because once
Yeah.
Neutrophil decides to move out, he will have Immortals, Charge Lots, Stalkers, and Storm.
A few
And with,
Archons, I'm sure. Yep.
yeah, and with the composition he has, and he acknowledges that he's playing bad right now. He's falling way behind. This is a scary army by the Protoss.
But I love the creep though. I mean, the spread of the creep for
Mhm.
Dark Menace.
This good creep spread gives him a lot of early warning when the Protoss is stepping around halfway through the map. Looks like Neutrophil seals off the north side of his third base, so there will be no run-bys there. It will funnel them to the middles, which he can react to easily. But, more Immortals. He's already taking his fourth Neutrophil is before the Zerg tries to take his fourth. So this is, all around bad news for the Zerg.
Yeah. Wonder if what would be the next level of units for Neutrophil? Is he going for Colossus or
Yeah, well,
let's see?
he's actually adding a Stargate, and this is the
Ah,
sign.
Stargate.
Yeah,
That's
this is
right.
actually the sign when the Protoss wants to move out and be aggressive. It's when they make a War Prism,
Mhm.
right? And as soon as that War Prism comes out, he's most likely going to be moving out and going to start pressuring Dark Menace. The problem is, Dark Menace won't have an army to fend this attack off. This
Yeah.
is a scary army. That's a lot of those sentries have been there for a long time, right? And that's a lot of force fields.
Yep. So we're seeing a Dark Shrine being
And a
warped
Dark
in.
Shrine and a
Ooh.
Beacon. So I think he's already prepping for the next stage.
Yeah,
When
it's
you know
gonna
what, he might not even get there because I think he's gonna come in here. He's going to destroy the third. Right now he's clearing up creep, but taking advantage of his warp and cycles here. But he's gonna crush this third. The fourth is not even done yet, and that's a
Oh man.
that's gonna be a few force fields and some storms, and I think this will be it. The Banelings are not even gonna do anything because they don't even have speed yet. Here comes the Hydra shooting over the force fields, but the storm shoots him away. But you know what? Dark Menace says, I already did what I came here to do, which is destroy that third. He's probably gonna rotate around, see if he can take out the fourth. And
They're fairly even in supply count though.
yeah, but it's about power units at this
Yeah.
point, right?
The Storms, the Immortals.
And then the economy as well. Neutrophil has been, mining from all four bases very efficiently right now, clearing out creep in the middle. Here's a DT.
DT.
There is no overseers. I don't see an overseer on the map, nor in production, and there's no spore there. So that that one DT, if we focus on him, let's see how many kills he's gonna get. But here's a big battle. There's a few storms. The shield.
Oh, nice Storms.
Field, yeah, the force field forces the
Nice
Tigers to
Storms
go
again.
around.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I think this is gonna be
Yeah, I
it.
think this.
The Archons are there as well. Neutrophil's basically saying, "Get out of my game. You're not ready to face me yet." Yeah.
Game,
and
game,
it's
yeah.
ongoing. So I don't think Dark Menace was prepared for that game. I would have expected a little bit more resistance from him from that push. But
Yeah,
I think he fell behind economy-wise.
Yeah, he anticipated the attack. Did he scout at all? I didn't see him scout that much.
Yeah, I mean he did research Overlord speed, but
Yeah.
I don't think he took advantage of it. Right?
Yeah, and he never sent anything in the middle or even in the bases. Nothing. So I guess he was blinded on that, and then just overreacted. I guess didn't drone up. That's why he fell behind.
Yeah, and then once you fall behind, I mean, it's really bad sign when the Protoss takes his fourth before you do as a Zerg, right?
Yeah.
And then from then on, just the tech that Neutrophil had was directly countering what units you were producing.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just a losing battle. And even if Dark Menace survives those first few attacks, Neutrophil was already set up for the next phase of the game. He had his feet beaten up. He was already making some Tempest. He even had a one DT to poke around, but looks like both. Actually, make sure that the race is up. I doubt that Dark Menace is gonna play Terran. There we go.
There you go.
But players in the lobby, and we're ready to go. Game number 2.
All right.
FSL Season 2. Code S.
All right. So we have game number 2. On the bottom left, we have the orange Protoss up 1-0. He is
Neutrophil.
And we have on the top right as Zerg.
Sir Maligan. Dark Menace.
we have Dark Menace. All right, so we're working out the kinks in the production, but what do we have here? Oh, that was a really good juke by Dark Menace, right? He went down the ramp, saw the probe, but hid behind the mineral line so he can put down his hatchery, because otherwise
He will be a bit blocked.
would have
Yep.
been blocked. But Neutrophil dropped a pylon on the east, and actually he did cancel it.
Up there you go.
Yeah,
Let's
he
see.
put this is just a fake out.
Fake out cannon rush.
Yeah,
Let's see if
there's no
Dark Menace reacts. Up there you go. He sends 5 drones.
That's actually a pretty big reaction. Now, are those 5 drones worth 25 minerals that Neutrophil lost? I think Neutrophil, comes out ahead in that one.
Rude.
Yeah, so one of the things that I'd like for Dark Menace to do in this game is, number 1, I think he needs to cut back on the banter a little bit
Yes.
and focus
I was
on
just-
the game.
I
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, I think this time he needs to focus.
Yeah, 'cause-
Yeah, I think it's one of his tactics too, just to throw off.
Yeah,
I
but-
guess.
When you're playing Neutrophil, if it doesn't work the first time, you take it as a loss.
I know, right?
Learn from it.
So let's see what the Dark Menace do here. How is he gonna adjust? He knows that he's not gonna stand up against a macro game with his big brother.
Yeah,
So
I'm pretty sure Dark Menace is aware of the standard things that Neutrophil does, right?
yeah, because they play a lot.
Yeah, they play, plus they're siblings, they're aware of what the strength and weaknesses of each other, and the strength of Neutrophil is that type of composition, right? You have Immortals, Charge Slots, Sentries, and then coming with the Psy Storm. That's pretty much a standard Neutrophil composition. So I would think that he would prepare for that this time. So let's see what he does in this game. So, Sir Maligan, what type of unit, if you're making that type of composition, what kind of Zerg units do you not like to see when you have that?
You mean from the previous game?
Well, no. So let's say you are going Sentries, Psy Storms, Immortals, Archons, right, as your core composition, and you're playing against a Zerg. What do you hate playing against with that composition?
I think will be Banelings actually.
Baneling.
Banelings would be scary for me because my force field is not that on point. Sometimes I miss when I do force field. So yeah, because a lot of the zealots and adepts will just die from Baneling hits, right? So
Yeah. So last game, I think he did have the Banelings, but he forgot Baneling speed.
Baneling speed, yeah.
Right, so during that engagement, it was pretty late already, the engagement, and he did not have Baneling speed, and so he was easily force fielded out. But in this game, it's actually a change up for Dark Menace. He drops in a Warren. Whether this is an aggressive Warren or it's just a safety Warren, we'll see. There is an Oracle in production.
For some reason, his gameplay against his brother Neutrophil is kind of laid back. When I battled out with the Dark Menace, he was very aggressive.
Yeah,
So,
and
I want to see him do that on this games, but looks like he's doing the same thing again. He's just macroing up. We'll see.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling that they played so much already, and that every time he does one of these all-ins, that he gets thwarted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe he's not comfortable doing that type of strategy against Neutrophil. But here's Neutrophil with an Oracle. He's probably gonna get 4 or 5 kills here if he focuses properly. He gets 2. But he missed micro that. I think he could have gotten the third one. He doesn't want to risk losing that Oracle, so it's a good idea to just run away, have it recharge. Because you know what, Oracle has value not just in the beginning of the game, but also throughout the entire game. Right, tagging things.
Yep. A
Spaces
good scout.
It's a good scout. So you don't want to risk losing it for just one more drone in that scenario. But we're not pros, but usually when a pro player goes in like that, for some reason they get 5 drones, right? Every time I control an Oracle, I get like 1.
Yeah, and then they really make it last throughout
Yeah.
the game. One Oracle will last all throughout the game, just by scouting.
Alright, so here's a Phoenix, just parked there to see if he's gonna take another expansion.
He's trying to taunt that Overlord, man.
This is a good sign in this game. Dark Menace takes his 4th right away. So it's same composition by Neutrophil, but there is a Void Ray.
At least the scout from Dark Menace saw the Void Ray, so he has a feeling it's probably an air game.
But the thing is, I think the Void Ray is just there to take out Overlords around the area. I've been seeing that a lot nowadays, right? With that new Void Ray buff, right? The Void Ray buff makes it, number 1, cheaper, and number 2, move a little bit faster. So investing on 1 Void Ray in the beginning of the, not beginning, but early in the game, is actually pretty efficient because you can clear out some Overlords that are near, and it's not as expensive, and they can move around pretty well. So,
you know what? Dark Menace made a Roach Warren. He never made anything from it.
Yeah, I think that was just a safety warren, right? So
Yeah.
Zerg players typically, when they drop a warren and that timing, right, they're just making sure that if they see a bunch of adepts, then they can make roaches. But if they don't, it's all right. The 150 invested there is okay. He is good economically anyway, right?
So yeah, we're seeing the same. So far, the same build from Neutrophil. He went for Psy Storm and then Dark Templar Shrine. Then he went Air. So we'll see if he decides to push again the same composition from before.
The one Phoenix snipes 1 Overlord over. You know what? Looking at the drone count, he is behind again. I think Neutrophil doesn't miss production cycles for the probes.
He's behind 15 workers. That's a lot.
I mean, there's 9 in production now, but I think just Neutrophil just does a better job making workers, right?
Oh, I think he's going for Lurker then, right?
Yeah, that is a Lurker den. This is a good play, which is deviating from the last game from his composition. The Lurkers will help defend what Neutrophil has.
We have 3 Zealots doing a suicide mission.
Yeah, it's not gonna do much. Just a quick check.
Yeah.
But Dark Menace didn't forget speed this time, right? Baneling speed, which is good. He is upgrading his +1 melee, which helps the Banelings as well. But I think the biggest part there is the Lurkers. I think the Lurkers will give him a better foothold in his defense once Neutrophil starts moving out. They're tied up neck to neck on supply. I like this from Dark Menace. He's going to Hive this time. Right, the Hive gives you an ability to get more power units, and I think the Vipers will do well if you can start yanking some of these Immortals in. But let's see what he does decide to use the Hive for. Right, so Dark Menace, takes a supply lead this time, which the Zerg should be at this point in the game, while Neutrophil is just rounding out his power units. He's even adding some DTs. There is a Robo Bay. Ooh, I wonder what he's gonna use that for. I don't see Neutrophil as a disruptor player, but I'd like to see him use some disruptors here.
Yeah, he used the disruptor game with me one time.
Okay.
He was really good at it.
So yeah, let's see. There's some more Zealots just trying to poke and see what's going on. This is a good way for him to see what kind of composition Dark has.
Doing a kamikaze run.
Yeah. And because that Robo Bay, if he does decide to use it for Colossus, I think Colossus is not going to be a good answer for lurkers. Although Dark Menace has not morphed any lurkers yet. Oh, there it is. It's pretty exciting. 2 disruptors on the production tab.
Nice.
Nice. I don't know if you saw the last GSL, but there's this player, Zound, who's been using disruptors very well. It's pretty exciting to see. So I wonder if Neutrophil saw that game and, he's going to pattern this type of attack.
Wait, there was a Dark Templar harassing. There you go.
Oh,
How
it's
many
still
kills?
there.
Yeah, he's been harassing there.
Yeah, well,
He has 12 kills.
12 kills, just mostly links then, because I only see 4 on the drone count kills. So maybe that's a lot of links that he's killed. I think it's paid for already. All right, so there's rounding out his tech. We see Stargate and the Fleet Beacon. But you know what? This is gonna be
The disruptors are here.
Yeah, the late game fights here. At this point in the game, it's now a matter of who controls their units during the engagement the best, right?
Yep.
And those disruptors, it's easier to shoot them, and it's harder to dodge them. All right, so we have some little bit of lag here.
All right. This is good that Neutrophil sees that the lurker tech.
Yeah, he does see it now. Hopefully, he doesn't get distracted by the lag spikes.
And here
But
comes
there are a bunch of Zealot
runs
to run by. But this is a big force by the Zerg, and you do not want to get surrounded in that position. And I think this is a good spot for the Protoss because there's 2 entrances on the right and the left side, while the Zealots are running by trying to take that 4th base by the Zerg. He's gonna lose a lot. Here are the force fields.
Good force field.
Left side, there's a good force field. Here's some disruptor shots. That's a good Dark Menace. But he is losing his disruptors from the Lings. And there's another disruptor shot. Oh, it kills 5 Hydras and some storms pushing them back. And you know what? This is really well executed by Neutrophil, attacking from 2 fronts and microing those 2 fronts very well. Here's another disruptor shot.
Oh, nice hit, nice hit.
Loses 5 or more Hydras. 23 drones have fallen.
Oh, his Zealots doesn't have any observers. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? After it's killed 23 drones, it's done its job already. It's now the main force. Well, actually, as I say that, the main force is running back. It's going to go back home. Neutrophil is getting ready for the next part of the game. He is making some Tempest.
Yeah, and he has his 4th base already settled. So
I think that the Tempest is his answer to be able to shoot down those lurkers from afar, I'm guessing.
Yep. Those are good for lurkers.
But looks like the game's gonna go on. More cannons are being added by Neutrophil to protect his new bases. And more Dark Templars. I think that was a very... I think my dog Coda agrees with me, but that was a really good engagement by Neutrophil.
Yep. Protoss is way ahead on supply count.
Yeah, he is. This is pretty cool. A Zealot run by with a mixture.
Oh, the Zealots! Let them attack!
They're going to get caught. There's a handful of detectors there. So, I think at this point,
I think he's donating his units.
Yeah, he's throwing away the units so he can
Make more air units.
make more of the power units that he wants. Although I guess the immortals have no more purpose right now. And he's
Yeah.
gonna throw it away.
No. No roaches. So
Yeah, so this
no
is
ravagers.
actually looks like this is Neutrophil's ideal composition, right? Mass Tempest, +1 is on the way, and just Storm. There is a mothership on the way as well. Here's Dark
this
Menace.
Zerg army's not enough.
That's not enough. There's gonna be Storm, but you know what? Neutrophil doesn't have enough here right now. Oh, that's a lot of Tempest, and the Storm's hit all of that army. And I think he's gonna have to back
Illegal.
off. I think it's in the WCS rulebook.
That's a lot of Tempest, man.
You're not supposed to have that many Tempests at one time.
With Storm support, oh my gosh.
And Disruptor as well. But he hasn't shot the Disruptor yet. I think he's waiting for the right time.
He
And
doesn't have Storm.
there's one Disruptor shot. Hits a lot of the Hydras, but he needs more. I think he's gonna warp in more Zealots. He's gonna be able to handle these Hydras. And the Tempests are just going to shell away all these Hydras. Hydra is far away from the Tempest.
That Disruptor needs to shoot. I guess he
Yeah, he already shot. He's waiting for his cooldown. And yeah, here's more Zealots. Tempests are just... You know what? I wasn't sure about this Tempest change-up for Neutrophil because he had a lot of Hydras.
So question on the Tempest. The Tempest was shooting red volleys. I thought it was reserved for the structures.
No, it becomes that color when they're shooting ground units.
And also structures? Or no, the structures...
Well, yeah, so the structures are on the ground. So whenever they shoot...
Anything. Okay.
Yeah, anything on the ground, they shoot that. But if they shoot something in the air, it remains that blue color. But
so the upgrade... Yeah, so the upgrade definitely affects the ground units too, right? Or
well, no, it only adds plus damage to structures.
I see. Okay. I thought the Tempest would shoot that red thing when if it shoots the structures only.
Yeah,
so it does shoot it also on the ground units. Okay.
It's so you know how whenever you have a Hellion and it shoots and you see if it's
blue.
Flame or not.
Yeah.
Right? It's a way
that's
for them to indicate that
what? The upgrade.
These upgrades. But looks like Neutrophil switched, well not switched, but added carriers to his composition. So
boy.
Dark Menace is already ready with a bunch of Corruptors. So let's see.
This is gonna be hard. He needs to have some of those that pulls the units.
Vipers.
The Vipers. There you go. So he needs to have
there
those
is
Vipers.
Down there. There's a few high Templars. He has a lot of see air units. It just shoots the blue, but anything ground it'll shoot. So it'll show that they have that.
Oh, don't get caught on the big storm here.
Right? Ooh! Look
at
at
that! Oh my gosh!
It killed the back end of all of those lings, but right now it's a battle in the air between the Corruptors, Tempest, Carriers, and the one mothership is cloaking everything else because there's nothing else for the Zerg to detect it. Oh, there is one Overseer there, so that's why he's able to detect. But looks like the Tempest cleans out all of the Corruptors. He's massively ahead in supply at this point. The Zerg is trying to practically make more Corruptors, but I don't think that's going to be
He also lost his base on the top through with the Zealots.
Run by with the Zealot because that was a big battle.
Yeah.
I think Dark Menace is just trying to see how he lost this game, right? But it does concede at this point.
GG.
That game is done. GG.
Oh man. Good game. Good game.
Good game. So let's interview our players.
Neutrophil.
Congratulations, boys. That's a good game. Can you guys hear us? Dark Menace is still muted. Congratulations, Neutrophil.
Yeah, good game, man. Those both games were really good fight. I mean, both macro games and they're really good. So, yeah, tell us what was your plan there, Dark Menace? Did you have any plans to to get a win from Neutrophil? Because as you said, you always lose to him. So coming into this series, did you have any plans? Oh, we
You're still
can't hear
muted.
you. I think you're muted.
And well, whenever I play him, he's always ready for cheeses. So I
Ah,
think it was expecting me to cheese. So that's why I decided not to cheese, cause he's always ready for it.
I see. So that's why you went for the long game. Okay, that's why. Good to know. So yeah, so Neutrophil, tell us about your game plan. Did you have any game plan coming into the series, or you just knew you're just gonna go macro in this game?
Really, I just wanted to play defensive so I could macro. I
I
felt like
see.
Sean would cheese, but he didn't end up doing it.
Ah, nice. So you were just anticipating a cheese and then just macro up. Okay. Yeah. So Joseph, do you have anything to add, DB?
So Dark Menace, I'm pretty sure you played Neutrophil so many times now, and I'm guessing that you're already aware that he likes that kind of a composition in the beginning, right? Immortals, sentries, charge lots with Scythe Storm. Were you confident with the composition that you made that you can take that on, or were there something else that you think would work better?
Well, I think more lurkers would work better, but usually this composition works if I get a good surround, because I win some games if I get a good surround and it works, but he's always force fielding it. So I think I just took some really bad fights, and my macro wasn't that good.
I did see that you made the lurker. Then I was hoping that you would make lurkers for anchoring your defenses, but you for some reason you didn't make the lurkers on those big engagement. Was there a reason why? I saw you made a few, but not for big defenses.
Oh no, I forgot about him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and early on too, you made a Roach Warren. You never made anything out of it, so we just thought, or Seth thought that you just used that for, built that for just in case. So was that the plan,
that's
or
right.
okay?
It's a defensive roach warren because I was expecting him to do some sort of all-in.
Yeah, nice.
And Neutrophil, last question. So walk us through what made you decide to go Mass Tempest at that point, right? Against a bunch of Hydras. Were you confident that the Disruptors and the Templars would be able to take care of it and go Mass Templars? I mean Mass Tempest? Or you're really, you can micro it and handle it?
I didn't actually think ahead about that. I just kind of started doing Tempest because I could micro it a lot easier.
Okay. Well, congratulations to both of you. Well, to Neutrophil, but it's the season's not done, right? There's still a lot of jockeying for position in the Code S brackets. So good luck, and we'll see you guys in your next game.
Yep, good game, guys.
Good games. All right, so we had a long night. All 2-0s, however. We didn't
that's
have a game
right.
3.
Not even a game 3.
Right,
And,
it was there was some middle one there that took a long game, but all of them were exciting. They were fun to watch, and so I'd like to see if we can look at the current brackets and standing, see where we are, and what's upcoming next game.
Yeah, so I think Dark Menace has lost 2 series, correct?
So
Yeah, I think he lost 2 series, and then
Yeah.
Neutrophil only lost one series. That was with you, against
So-
you.
Yeah, so Dark Menace is now 2-2.
Mhm.
Neutrophil is 3-1. So Neutrophil takes sole possession in first place right now.
Mm,
I think yourself, Sir Maligan, you're 2-1. So if you win your next game, you'll be tied with Neutrophil.
okay. So I wonder.
Yeah, so
Nice.
looking at the Wikipedia, all right. So looking at the first game today, Miguela losing that game, but like I said earlier, she's not out of it, right? The battle for first and second place is really between Fluffy and LittleReaper, but that third playoff spot is really up for grabs, among BB, Ronan, and Miguela. And even if Typhon Fusion wins one game, he could still be in there. So it's still not a foregone conclusion. Gella's not out, but
Alright. That's good to know.
it's good to know. On Group B, which our upper level group, Code A, we have Sloza taking that 2-1. Regret is, I think he's already in the playoffs, so now it's a battle between Sloza and Spaghettio to take that second place. But like the first group, that third place spot is really up for grabs, right? I think with Sloza winning and having 2 games already won, I think that eliminates AXD. Because he has 1 game left, so the highest he can get to is 1-4. But very cool, and the Archaic, if they win their next 2 games, right? It really depends on who comes out on top for taking that third playoff spot.
Nice. Yeah, that's good to know.
Codes, right? Like I said, it's Neutrophil is up there 3-1, but it's still not secured yet, right? But anything can happen. Let's see, we have Wava is still 1%. Everybody's won a game. And if you look at the next games for this Friday, we have Ronin versus Typhon Fusion. So I think whoever wins that game will still be in the running, right?
Players, okay.
And if Ronin wins that, I think he takes 3rd place already. So that's a pretty good matchup. And then we have Very Cool and the Archaic. So again, whoever wins that game sets themselves up for a good position for 3rd or even 2nd place. And the last game of the night, we'll have Wava and myself. So, I got to keep up with these young ones. Because they're really high in standing, so I got to make sure I try to win that. But Wava's a tough opponent. So that 1 win by Wava was against Dark Menace, I believe. So that was a really good win as well. So it's just a matter of Wava is ready for that game and if he's prepared. But I think those are the games for this Friday. Anything else to add, Sir Maligan and DB?
No, I think we lost DB. Yeah, he just messaged that his audio, so he has problems with the audio. So.
Well, anything else to add for tonight, Sir Maligan?
Yeah, I mean, so far so good. We've seen a lot of nice games. A very long one, but a very interesting game. But yeah, definitely good games, man. I mean, looking forward for the next series on Friday.
Yeah, and just need to remind these players that they're not out yet. To keep practicing, to fix the little things on their builds and their micro, and those little things can make the difference between if they win or lose in their divisions, right? So.
Yep.
But I think that's it. So if we don't have anything from our admin or production team, I think we're gonna sign out here. We'll see you guys on Friday, 8 p.m.
All right. Thanks for joining us, guys. See you guys next time.
GG's.
GG's.
FSL Season 2.